Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Hoy vamos a continuar nuestra expedición del verbo will continue or learning about the verb estar, okay? The verb to be, one of the two, remember? But before we get into it, just remember that in Spanish, when you want to state something, you put the subject first and then you put the verb. And if you want to ask a question, you can swap them. You can put the verb first and then the subject, like is the case here. Okay, it says you already know that you can use raising notation to ask yes or no questions. You can also switch the position of the verb and the subject to form a question. So what does that mean? Here we go. So María is the subject. María tiene una patineta. Now, if you switch the verb right here, which is tiene, and you put it in front and you have an intonation to it, you can create a question which will say, ¿Tiene María una patineta? Does Maria have a skateboard? That's what it translates. So all you do, you just change, you bring the verb before the subject. Okay, the subject in this case is Maria. And the intonation of your question will create that sensation of questioning. Okay, now with that in mind, we're going back to the verb estar. Remember, estar and ser are two different things. Well, they're the same because they mean both, they mean to be, but ser is used for things that are more permanent, right? Like characteristics, professions, things that are not going to change, and the time also. Now the verb estar is to express location, where some things are located, or to express also, okay, because that can change, is to express things that are temporarily. Your opinion, for example, can change, so you use the verb estar. Okay, ¿está bien? Is that okay? Muy bien. Las emociones. Las emociones. What do you think emociones means? Yes, it's a cognate. Emociones means emotions, correct. So when you express emotions in Spanish, you use the verb estar. It says here, talk with another student about how these people are feeling, okay? So for this, all these feelings, you're going to use the verb estar. So you're going to create a mini conversation. Student A would ask a question, and student B will answer it, okay? So here, the model, they give you the subject. El maestro is the subject in this case, it's él, right? The feeling will be nervioso, okay? Could be el maestro nervioso. As you can see, the little face here is nervous, right? So when you ask a question, what you could do is you put the verb first, like I was mentioning before, and you create an intonation with your mouth, and you say está. You use está nervioso. El maestro is the teacher saying. That's what you're asking. So the verb goes first, está, then the feeling, the adjective, which will be nervioso, and then you put the subject. That's when you create a question, when you formulate a question. ¿Está nervioso el maestro? Now when you answer it, you can say no, está tranquilo. No, he is calm, right? Tranquilo is calm. So here we go. Pablo, tranquilo. Okay, look at Pablo. This is Pablo. How does he look? Does he look tranquilo? No, he doesn't look tranquilo, right? What is the opposite of tranquilo? Calm. Nervous, right? So you could say Pablo. So how would you ask the question? First, you would use the verb estar, right? Está tranquilo, and then the subject. Pablo, ¿está tranquilo Pablo? No, está nervioso. Okay, so that's what you have to do for each one of them. As you can see, Claudia está triste. Los maestros están confundidos. Los amigos están enojados, upset. Las amigas están tristes. Y yo estoy contento. So all of these are different emotions. Tranquilo is calm. Triste is sad. Cansado is tired. Enojado is upset. Emocionado, excited. Ocupado, busy, occupied. Okay? So that's what you have to do in activity 8. Remember, when you formulate a question, you put the verb estar or the verb, and finally you put the subject. And when you answer it, you just say sí or no, and then you state the verb and the feeling or the adjective. Activity 9. What is it that you have to do in activity 9? Okay, it says, dale pistas a otro estudiante sobre un objeto del dibujo. Él o ella tiene que adivinar el objeto. You have to provide clues. Pistas is clues to another student. Well, you're just going to write it and give it to me, okay? About an object that is located. Remember, we use the verb estar to express location, okay? So you would use this verb estar for each one of these things. You gotta give clues to another students or to tell where these things are located. Encima del cuaderno. Está al lado del libro. Encima, está encima, está al lado. Es la calculadora. Is the calculator. See, the calculator is on top. Is located on top of the notebook. Cuaderno. Está encima del cuaderno. Está al lado del libro. Is next to the book. So remember, when you're talking about things that are located in different places, you use the verb estar. Okay? Okay, so that's what you have to do today. And if you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay? But just remember, just a quick reminder about where things are located. We talk about these expressions that are very, very important. They're important because they express location. Al lado de means next to. Cerca de is close of. Debajo de is underneath of. Delante de is in front of. Dentro de is inside of. Detrás de is behind of. Encima de is on top of. Lejos de is far from. Okay, so these are very important words that express location, and most of them, if not all of them, you use the verb estar before you use them. Está al lado de, está cerca de, está debajo de, está delante de, está dentro de, está detrás de, está encima de, está lejos de. Vamos a practicar en clase. We are going to practice these expressions and make sure that you use them when you do activity 9 in page 117, okay, which is right here at the bottom when you're talking about where these things are placed. Okay, nos vemos pronto. Espero que todo esté bien. Adiós.